Hi everyone, welcome back to Brookdale Farm. Today we're harvesting wheat again, and I just thought I would show you our old harvester that we used to use before we got the New Holland. This is an International 725, which is basically just an update from the old 711s. They were really good machines. These ones came out with a little bit of a bad reputation because the comb they put on the front was too big and the thresher wasn't big enough, thresher and screens weren't big enough to handle the extra capacity. This one has a 20-foot wide comb on it. They're called a comb because they've got all of these fingers. The grain comes in and gets combed straight. There's a knife down here to cut it, and there is this beater roller here which sort of helps pull it into the cutter and then up into this rear spiral here. These were invented in Australia in the mid to late 1800s, and they really didn't change an awful lot. The early ones didn't have the cutter in them, they just had the beater that sort of beat the grain off. The cutter got put in later. I'm not aware that they were used in too many other countries. The American market tended to have the open fronts like the New Holland had. So yeah, anyway, this is a really good, reliable old machine. I've never had much trouble with it. The only thing is it never gave me a particularly good sample in the wheat. It would always leave a lot of husk in with it. And you can turn the fan speed up and blow all of that husk out, but you end up blowing a lot of the wheat out with it as well. Now, one of the main reasons that I bought this machine when I got it is because it has this little seconds box on the side here. Now this is where it's got a screen up the top that we will go and have a look at in a minute, and all your small cracked grain and all your weed seed comes out here. So it's a really good way of helping to manage your weeds. Particularly ryegrass. Ryegrass comes out of here really easily in this machine. You can harvest it all and not just keep putting the seed back onto the paddock. So we'll go up now and I'll show you the seconds screen up the top here. So the other advantage with this machine is it's really easy to work on. It's got an International 6-cylinder diesel engine in it, which is pretty easy to get parts for still, and it's right here. You can get it everything you need to. The only issue I've ever had with this is the fuel lift pump on it not working properly, and apart from basic servicing, I've never done anything else to it. Okay, so under this cover here is our second screen. So this screen here rotates. It's got an auger inside it that moves all the main grain along here. Everything that is too big to come through these slots here comes out the end and down into an elevator that brings it up into the main grain bin back here. Any of your seed that is small enough to go through these slots falls out and gets taken by this auger down the bottom here into the seconds box. This also means that this machine is really good for cleaning grain. If you've got grain with weed seed in and husk and stuff like that, this machine is a really good way to clean it. And you can get other screens to go in here. So I've got a much bigger one that I used to use for peas. Yeah, you can buy these in whatever size you want them to be. So that's the reason that I actually bought this machine when I was looking to upgrade from the other harvesters that we had at the time. So I'll take you up into the cab now and we'll have a look at the controls and how you drive it. This one is far more basic than the other machine. One of the other fantastic things about this one is that it did actually have an air conditioner, and until last year it did work. It has stopped working now, unfortunately. So the pedals on the floor. We have this pedal here, which is not really a clutch pedal. It's they call it an actuator pedal, I think, and this machine is a hydraulic or hydrostatic drive. So like the New Holland, it's got a lever here for forward and reverse. I believe this machine was one of the very first hydrostatic drive machines that came out. The place I got this from had another machine the same as this, but it just had a manual gearbox with a vari-speed drive on it. They were not nearly as good. So this one does over here have a 3-speed gearbox, and you can see that it does actually have the spot there for reverse when you've got the normal manual gearbox in it, and then that pedal becomes a clutch pedal. But we still use this pedal when we want to change gears, but it's not very effective. On this side we have the 2 brake pedals. This lever here puts the front in and out of gear, the comb in and out of gear. This is forward and reverse. This one here raises and lowers the comb. I rebuilt the instrument panel a few years ago because the old one just stopped working altogether. So we've got our drum speed here, our fan speed here, our engine speed. The brand new oil pressure gauge I got didn't work, so that never got put in. So down here we have the lever for to change the thresher speed. The controls on this are really badly marked. This switch here makes it looks like makes the machine go forward and backwards. That's actually in and out of gear for the thresher and everything. Ignition, headlight switches and throttle there, and the adjustment for the concave setting down here. So we'll start it up now and we'll go and do a little bit of harvesting. One of the things that makes this machine much easier to operate is that there's such a narrow little comb on it compared to the big one. The big one's only another 5 feet on either side, but it makes quite a difference on what you've got to watch. Okay, so we're going to start it up, put it in gear, bring the revs up on the throttle, start moving forward with this lever, lower the comb, and we'll be harvesting. Okay, so we've taken a couple of boxes off with this machine now. The grain bin and box holds 3 tons, so we've taken about 6 tons off with it. And we're just going to have a look in the seconds bin now, and I'll show you what's in there. Okay, so if we have a look in here, mostly this is small wheat with some little bit of speargrass seed in here. The speargrass is not great. This wheat is fine to use for chicken feed and all sorts of things like that. You used to be able to buy it as chicken feed. Because almost no harvesters have a seconds box on it anymore, it's very hard to get proper seconds wheat now. We're all done with harvest now, so it's on to all of the next projects on the farm. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.